Oh, hello guys. I thought I'd do part two of the You Can't Build a Mac Pro. This is tackling the 8 core, which a lot of people consider the you know the best computer out there or whatever. You know. Uh, so I took a 8 core Mac Pro, and the only thing I really changed was the change it to the 2.66 gigahertz. Uh, I did price out a 2. The default 2.26. Uh, but there is like two versions of that processor. One's the only difference. They're the same specs, but the difference is that one is 60 watts and the other one is 80 watts, and there's no way to know what even in the tech specs the Mac Pro uses for that, which version of it. So I went with the middle of the road, the one I know they use. So I use pretty much the same parts. I use my quad core system. I just changed the brand on the DVD player to Sony. Same case, Corsair. Uh, instead of two 1 terabyte drives, I went with 4. Um, I did change the video card to a newer Radeon 5770, and the reason why I got that because it had a display port, and right here it has a display port. So, and the Mac Pro has that, and somebody will bring that up and say, it, you know, this card doesn't have the display port, and there it is, and it has HDMI and DVI also. So, all right, let's see. I did change the sound card. It's a little more expensive card. It's about $90. Yeah, it has the optical in and out. Uh, Beefed up the power supply to uh, 950 watts. Previous one was the 850 watt. Kept the keyboard and mouse the same. I added a USB 2.0 card reader. This has two. Not only is it a card reader, but it has like two USB connections up front and a FireWire up front. So I thought that would be useful. Uh, Something that I think the Mac Pro needs, actually. It needs like they have it on the iMacs. Uh, so, I thought that, they should at least have something, a card reader for the Mac Pro. It is a professional uh, made system, so I kept the two FireWire cards, Bluetooth. Uh, let's not get into that. Changed the motherboard to a dual uh, to tie-in motherboard, dual setup, CPU, and has a lot of expansion on it. Holds up to 64 gigabytes of RAM. That's more than enough for for a workstation. Yes, this is a server board, as servers can be used as workstations, and essentially the Mac Pro is a server. It's just labeled as as a workstation. So, of course, I kept Windows 7 Ultimate Retail, and instead of 8 gigabytes of RAM, I went with 16. That's two 2 gigabytes, and finally I went with the Intel Xeon X5550 2.66 gigahertz, and the total is $4633.79. That's enough room for shipping also. Yeah, I hope. So, I mean, not only are you getting more storage, more RAM, a better video card, a little more expansion for the money, for very close to the same amount of money. Now, of course, I didn't have to use this Corsair case. I got that because that's an awesome case, and it has hot swap bays up front. Something that Mac Pro doesn't have yet. So, I'm not saying that the Mac Pro is a bad computer. I don't think it is. It's although I think they're pulling the wool over your eyes a little bit on the hard drive, hardware part of it. I mean, look down here. Okay, if you keep the hard drive in bay 1, okay, that's fine. Just to upgrade to 1 terabyte's $100. Now, who in their right mind wants to pay $100? You can buy a 1 terabyte drive for $100. Probably less. Alright? And then the second hard drive bay, if you wanted to go to, let's say, put another 1 terabyte drive, that's $300. I mean, I'm saying if you're buying right from Apple, of course you can go and just buy your own terabyte drive if you wanted to. But that's adding also, let's say, if you kept this and you're buying another, let's say you go to Newegg and buy a 1 terabyte drive, or you're actually adding onto this cost here, where I got already 3 extra hard drives, and one of them's bigger than this one right here, the first one. Right. So, I'm not going to try to convince anybody not to buy a Mac Pro, but consider what you're going to do with this computer. Do you want more storage, more performance, more RAM? Then maybe the PC side's for you. But if it's depending more on your software, I use Final Cut Pro. Of course, the Mac Pro is where you have to go. So anyway, I just kind of did this for fun. I enjoyed putting this together real quick, and I'll talk to you guys later, and thanks for commenting.